Hello, guys. Welcome back. I'm back to the program. It's been a while. I was a bit indisposed, but I'm back now. I'm fully loaded. I can't wait to start. I'm really feeling excited today. Another exciting weekend coming through. The transfer window is almost. I think we have about a week and some few days more to the end of the transfer window. So a lot of crazy stories, crazy rumors. You start hearing them quite a lot. I'm excited to get going. If you are new here and you are listening to me for the first time, I am Pius Afrani, and this is Pius Football on YouTube. So if you like what you see at the end, please try and subscribe to my channel so that you can get daily updates of my sessions that I upload. And then also like the video, and I like to see the comments. I really love to hear from the people that listen to me. So let me hear your comments, your ideas, put them through, and let me respond to them as quickly as possible. Now let me just go right in with my first story from the camp of Bayern Munich. Remember, they are looking for a goalkeeper. Manuel Neuer has been injured for quite a while. They've been chasing goalkeepers all around. Remember, Kepa Arrizabalaga was someone that they were really keen on signing, but just as the player was getting ready to, get on board the Bayern train, rumors about Tabi Courtois getting injured, came through, and it turned out to be true. After a game before the start of the season, he got injured, tore his ACL, anterior cruciate ligament, out for a long time. So Kepa decided to go to Real Madrid after he was contacted by the club. Mind you, they switched their focus to David De Gea. They considered him for a while, but information I got at the time was that De Gea was asking for a bit too much. They felt that De Gea's demands could not be met. They were not realistic to the Bayern Munich wage bill. So they felt that they needed to get someone who fits the bill in terms of not just for sporting reasons but also for the financial reasons as well. And also another reason why they decided to pass on David De Gea was because they felt that it would not take too long for their main goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer, to be back. Information I'm getting is that he started training. So maybe in a month or two, Manuel Neuer will be back in post for Bayern Munich. So they didn't, see the logic of spending so much to sign De Gea and then only to relegate him to the bench when Manuel Neuer returns. And that news meant that they were going to go for a much lower profile kind of a goalkeeper. And so I am not surprised that the news coming in just this evening is that Bayern Munich have signed an Israeli talent, his up-and-coming goalkeeper from Maccabi Tel Aviv, I think. Yes, Maccabi Tel Aviv, 21-year-old Daniel Peretz. Okay, Daniel Peretz is the guy they've brought in to, stand in the sticks for the next month or two for Bayern Munich. So, it's a big move for the lad. Debuting for Manuel Neuer isn't such a bad idea for an Israeli goalkeeper. So let's see how he fares. I hope that he will excel at Bayern Munich. You remember that Israeli football is rising, and I made an episode about the rise of Israeli football some time ago. So I'm looking forward to seeing this guy play and then see what he can do. Also, my second story at the camp of Inter Milan, they are making some very wise sales. They've signed Alexis Sanchez for free. Mind you, he was playing with I think Olympique Marseille last season. He had a decent season, and I'm not surprised that Inter Milan are trying to sign him now. They've actually signed him for free. Mind you, they are already familiar with him. He played for Inter Milan some time ago, I think 3 years ago. So it's good for the player and for the club that they are reuniting again. Hopefully they can win some silverware this season. Also at the camp of Arsenal, Kieran Tierney. Now, the Scottish left back that they bought from Celtic about 3 years ago, I think. He's had a fairly decent career at Arsenal, but it looks like Arsenal are stepping on the gear Arsenal want to fry bigger fishes, and so they feel that Kieran Tierney's talent will be best used elsewhere. He's not been getting playing time. Mind you, they decided to use Jurien Timber, who they bought from Ajax just this summer, at left back in their first game of the Premier League, whilst Kieran Tierney was on the bench. So if you are a player and you are a left back and a central defender is playing in your position, then you know that your time is up. And I think that is wise for him. It's actually a wise decision that he decided to leave Arsenal. He wanted playing time and also wanted to play in the Champions League. So the decision to go to Real Sociedad on loan is actually very wise. If he actually goes there and does well, and Real Sociedad have a good season and they qualify for the top 4, then it's likely that he would actually get a permanent transfer. But let's see if Kieran Tierney's move to Real Sociedad will pay off. But for now, it looks like it was a smart decision by the player. Also, at the camp of Roma now, the big news coming in is that Big Romelu Lukaku might actually be having some sort of good news coming his way, in the sense that Jose Mourinho's AS Roma are interested in signing him on loan. Now, the information is that the American owners who own AS Roma are in deep negotiations with Chelsea. Mind you, Chelsea are also owned by an American consortium led by Todd Bowley. So I'm sure that they can actually reach a compromise. But Chelsea actually wants Romelu Lukaku's salary to be fully covered by Roma. They do not want him to go to a club where they have to be, paying his salaries, his daily and weekly wages. So if Roma can agree to pay Big Rom's weekly wages, and also Chelsea are looking for a sizable amount of a loan fee. I mean, remember, Lukaku cost them almost £97 million when they bought him from Inter Milan. So if he is supposed to go on loan, then Chelsea would demand somewhere around 10 to 15 million pounds from Inter Milan, from AS Roma, to actually try and sign Romelu Lukaku. So Chelsea want a significant loan fee, plus Roma must pay for all his weekly wages. So I don't know if Roma have the finances to get around this deal, but let's see what happens. Mourinho was interviewed about the deal. He was excited about it. So let's see if the move will materialize. Also, at the camp of Ghanaian maestro Mohamed Kudus, I'm really excited about this deal. Mohamed Kudus has made the switch from Ajax to West Ham. It has just been confirmed this evening that Mohamed Kudus is now a Hammer. Officially, he's a Hammer. The deal is worth somewhere around 45 million euros, somewhere around in pounds, I think 38 million pounds. It's going to be a very big season for Mohamed Kudus. Premier League is one of the toughest leagues in the world, but it's also a league where you want to play there and get the exposure, which is what he wants. He wants to prove to critics and the naysayers that he's actually a very top player. Mind you, that Chelsea and Arsenal were interested in him. But bids never arrived. Brighton and Hove Albion was the only EPL team that put their money where their mouth is, and then bid somewhere around 48 million euros for him. I just accepted the offer, but the player, declined to, join Brighton. I said, I made my analysis on why he declined, a move to Brighton. I made my analysis on that. And now that West Ham have signed him, it means that definitely there is some sort of a buy clause or something like a release clause or something like that in that contract, because that was what he was looking to put in the contract he was trying to sign with Brighton before Brighton decided to rescind that offer. So right now I know that Ajax have put in a sell on clause. Now a sell on clause means that any team that buys Kudus from West Ham in the future, they will have to pay a certain percentage. West Ham will have to pay a certain percentage of that money that they pay for Kudus to Ajax. Now, also, I am sure that, like I said, that there could be a release clause in that contract there somewhere. I'm sure I will dig through it and bring the details of that to you. But for now, it shows that West Ham are, they are spending the money that they got from the 105 million pounds Declan Rice cash. They are spending it very wisely. If you look at the signings they've made, they've signed James Ward-Prowse from Southampton, and if anything is to prove that move, was a good move. He had an excellent game against Chelsea. West Ham beat Chelsea 3-1 in the Premier League. Now, Edson Alvarez, the Mexican midfield dynamo that they bought from Ajax, also a very good talent. So if you look at the West Ham midfield, I think probably it will qualify as one of the best midfields in the Premier League for now, because if you have Mohamed Kudus, you have Lucas Paqueta, you have Edson Alvarez, and you have James Ward-Prowse in that midfield. I mean, this midfield is good enough to beat any team in the Premier League, and I'm really excited. Now, the news coming in from the West Ham camp is that they are, it's not really, it's kind of a surprise for me, looking at the kind of signings they've made in such a short time. But the news that, I read from a West Ham source is that, they are the only team that hadn't signed any player as at, early August, okay? And so people were concerned that, you sell Declan Rice to Arsenal for 105 million pounds, but you are not making any signings, you are not bringing in players. But the news coming in is that the West Ham camp felt that they needed to be very careful how they are going to spend that money. Remember that Tottenham, somewhere in 2014, the summer of 2013-2014, they sold Gary Bale to Real Madrid for 86 million pounds. That money was huge money. They brought in a couple of players. I think they brought in Soldado, they brought in Paulino. I think somewhere around the line, Van der Vaart came through. They bought a host of players. They were excited about the players they bought. And then soon enough, as the new season progressed, they realized that, the players were not good enough. Not that they were not of quality, but they were not really delivering on the pitch. And all the money that they spent, they got for Gary Bale was spent on these guys, and they come into the Premier League, and then everything from expectations, the high expectations, the high hopes of the West Ham fans, the Tottenham fans, was turned into exasperation and actually total, meltdown by the fans, looking at how the players were playing. So West Ham were, trying to be very careful not to do a Tottenham or something like that. They don't want to repeat what Tottenham did in 2014. So they were very careful about, the kind of players that they wanted, the players that will fit the profile of David Moyes and his style of play. And if anything is to prove that they are right or they are on the right path, their victory against Chelsea all but proves their point. That their sales, that, the sale of Declan Rice and the sale they've made, the buys that they've made from that money, have been very effective. And adding Mohamed Kudus to that midfield, my goodness, West Ham, the midfield is going to be cooking this season, and I'm going to be watching their games. So fingers crossed for Mohamed Kudus, debut at West Ham, and actually, kind of seeing how the team chemistry, especially around that midfield area, is going to be, with, Paqueta, Edson Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse and Mohamed Kudus. I'm really excited, guys. Now, my next story, Andre Santos, the talented Brazilian wonder kid, signed for Chelsea. And I said here on this program that I don't understand, some of the moves that these young players make. I mean, going on loan to Nottingham Forest, which is the news that just came in through today, that Andre Santos has been loaned to Nottingham Forest. I mean, it's not a bad move. Nottingham Forest are going places. They are signing very top young talents. They've already signed another Brazilian already from Corinthians, a midfielder, I think a Morillo guy or something. News coming in is that the guy is really very good. So they have quite a sizable number of Brazilian contingent in there. So Andre Santos joining them is going to be a good environment for him to flourish. But to me, I think that, if you are joining a team that has just bought Moises Caicedo for a world record fee, has just bought Enzo Fernandez for a world record fee, and the coach is going to play a midfield two defensive midfielders, and you are Andre Santos, what is your future at Chelsea right now? Because the team is going to obviously put forward Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. So if you are Andre Santos, why join Chelsea? You should have waited for another club where you could actually start, or played in Brazil for another year and joined a big club that was ready to start you. But you join Chelsea and you go on loan, it's likely he might probably go on another loan. And the same thing to happen to Casadei, on loan to Leicester City. It's going to have a good time. No, I'm not complaining. But on the what's the long-term plan of these players? Because on the long term, I'm sure that Casadei and Andre Santos are not going to be starting for Chelsea for the next 4 or 5 years. Okay, so happy for the kid, but for the long-term career that he's going to have at Chelsea, I'm not so sure. Also, at the camp of Barcelona goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen, remember this goalkeeper had a wonderful time last season, kept I think 25 or 26 clean sheets. Now he's renewed his contract from now to 2028, 5-year deal, and Barca have put in a release clause of 500 million euros. So if you have the money, go and get him. Also at the camp of Liverpool, rumors that started that Mohamed Salah had agreed personal terms with Al Ittihad. Mind you, Al Ittihad is the Saudi Arabian club that Steven Gerrard manages. They've bought Fabinho, they have Henderson, and now the rumors are that is Fabinho at Al Ittihad? No, I'm not sure. I think he's gone to Al Hilal. Sorry for that. But I think that they have Steven Gerrard as the captain, Al Ittihad, and then Jordan Henderson just joined them. And now the rumors are that they wanted Mohamed Salah and that Mohamed Salah had agreed personal terms. But now the coach of Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, has just come out with an emphatic reply and said, hey, Salah is not going anywhere. He's staying at Liverpool. He's not for sale. No amount of cash is going to convince Liverpool to sell Mohamed Salah. Now, mind you, he's in a very strong position to be saying that because Salah has just recently renewed his contract. So kind of, I was quite shocked, hearing this rumor. Mind you, Gabriel Viega, the Spanish wonder kid at Celta Vigo, has just signed a contract with a Saudi club. A young player at the, getting to the pinnacle of his game goes to Saudi Arabia. What was that? I was shocked. So, the Salah rumor was shocking, but if a kid like Gabriel Viega could Saudi Arabia, and mind you, some players at the prime of their game are going to Saudi Arabia now. So, when the Saudi Arabia move started, Ronaldo's going to Saudi Arabia, it was like, it was a joke. People were not, you're not taking it serious, but now it's getting serious. You're going after the top talents in the Premier League and also in other leagues. So I don't know. Mohamed Salah to Saudi Arabia might actually never happen from what Klopp is saying, and thank goodness for that. And also another transfer saga comes to a close just as I started this episode. Florent Balogun, the USA international, the Arsenal player, looking for playing time, has just been signed by AS Monaco for 40 million euros plus 5 million pounds in add-ons on a 5-year deal. So the deal is done. Mind you, he was wanted by AC Milan, the Milan clubs, AC Milan, Inter Milan wanted him, but now it's confirmed he's joined AS Monaco for 40 million euros. Now, good move for the kid. Good move for the kid. I'm really happy for him. And also at the camp of Randa Colomwani, remember the France international playing for Frankfurt. He has been on top of transfer targets of some top teams across Europe since the summer. Now the news coming in is that he's almost close to joining PSG. The only problem now is that Frankfurt are looking to replace him with Hugo Ekitike. who plays for PSG. He joined them from, I think, AS Monaco or something. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. He joined them last season, but he had a very poor season. Not a kind of season that he might actually raise heads at the Parc des Princes. And so, I mean, PSG are looking to move him on. But the player is not quite sure where he wants to go currently. And that is sort of affecting the nature of the deal for Colomwani, because the player is not sure he wants to go to Frankfurt. But Frankfurt are waiting to replace Colomwani with Hugo Ekitike before they sign off on that deal, for the player to go to PSG. So let's see. I mean, West Ham are also in negotiations with Hugo. David Moyes has set up a meeting to, speak to the player to convince him to join West Ham. So if Hugo moves, definitely maybe Randa Colomwani will come in at PSG. Mind you, PSG are trying to beat the financial fair play, so they need to let go of some players before they can sign a striker. Also, at the camp of Joao Felix, he has told Enrique Cerezo, president of Atletico Madrid, I don't want to play Atletico Madrid anymore. I'm done with Atletico Madrid. The problem for Joao Felix is that no team has come forward thus far. He wants to play for Barcelona. He's come out publicly to do that. I'm not sure that was a bright move, but I think it was a desperate attempt to, get teams, talking about him. Right now, no team is biting. Barca are currently financially cash-strapped. So I don't know where the lad is going to go. And Enrique Cerezo said in that public statement that the player wants to leave, but no club is coming for him. So he's kind of in a limbo. So let's see what happens to Joao Felix, talented player. I'm kind of sad to see what's happening to him. He's so talented. And I'm quite shocked that teams are not rushing to sign him. Maybe it has to do with his personality, because on the sporting side of it, his football, mad skills, mad talents, Joao Felix, I would love to have him at Manchester United. So let's see what happens. Also, at the camp of, I think that will be my last story for today, the Spanish Football Federation president, Luis Rubiales, the president of the Spanish Football Federation, is in hot water. You already heard the rumors, you've heard the stories, you've seen the videos. Some of you have, some of you haven't. The Spanish, the Spanish team won the World Cup, the Women's World Cup in Australia. And during the trophy presentation, the overexcited FA president decided to kiss one of the football players, the female football players, on the lips. It was actually a very deep kiss. It shocked everyone. It shocked the world. He is now fighting for his career. A lot of the women footballers, the teams, I think Sevilla the Sevilla Football Club, from the female side of it, have come out with an official statement condemning him and asking him to step down. The Spanish women's football actually is already facing a bit of a crisis. Remember the famous 15 footballers, female footballers, who have decided not to play for the Spanish team again because of issues with wages and problems with the Spanish manager. I mean, for the national team, the women's national team for Spain, the Spanish women's national team manager. Many of the girls said they don't want him because of some one or two sexual abuses or something like that. The coach said he would not step down, and then some of these players decided they would not play if the coach won't step down. And so the Football Association president, Luis Rubiales, replaced them with a new batch of players. And these are the players that went to the World Cup and won the World Cup. So, I mean, he was overexcited. He felt like he had, won against these famous 15 women. And then he does something that gets him even into more trouble. And now an extraordinary Congress, I think General Assembly, has just been held by the Spanish Sports Council. And the president of that association, his name is Victor Francos, has just made a statement that they are suspending Luis Rubiales. Mind you, Rubiales was given an opportunity to step down, he came out with a very strong statement saying that he's not going to step down, and went on the defensive, and then said that there were some people who were trying to ruin his career by using this as by blowing this incident out of proportion. Although he apologized in a way that seemed like he didn't feel like he'd done anything wrong. And then people, that sort of aggravated more people. And now the Spanish Sports Council had to act, and they activated a clause in their footballing rules that says that improper conduct, blah blah blah, has been done has been committed, and so the Spanish Football Federation president must step down. So they've suspended him, and they have sent the matter to, I think, there is this legal aspect of the Spanish Football Association, the court, I think the Spanish Administrative Court, if I get the name right, the Spanish Administrative Court are now going to handle the matter. Now, Luis Rubiales has also said that he's going to fight any decision to get him out of the Spanish Football Federation. That he's going to go to court and fight for his life and fight for his career. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how things in Spain are going to materialize for the female side of the sports. I mean, especially the football side of it. Interesting news coming in. So, I mean, let's see if it's going to. I mean, these days, a lot of the women activists, are very aggressive. So, if you are a football federation president and you go out and publicly kiss a woman like that, a football player at that, on such a big stage, you are going to bring fire, on your head. And so I'm quite surprised that he actually did that, and quite surprised, even more surprised, that he tried defending it, that the woman consented to it. Now the footballer, the female footballer at the center of all this saga, I think her name is Jenny Hermoso, has come out to deny that she consented to the kiss. So it's quite bizarre incident happening at the Spanish Football Federation. Now, to add more, salt to injury, FIFA, the football governing body, has come out to, sanction Luis Rubiales, citing Article 13 of paragraph 1 and 2, which states that, it actually talks in general about offensive behavior of players and officials. It talks about particularly dealing with violent conduct of basic rules of the game, putting the game into disrepute, or the image of the game into disrepute, so to speak. So basically that is about it. Luis Rubiales would not would want to turn back the hand of time at this point in time, because a lot of backlash coming in, and I mean his own association wants to disown him, and now FIFA is coming back, to bite him, and then publicly the player who he kissed has come out publicly to deny that she consented to the kiss. So it kind of puts him in a very bad situation. So let's see what happens to him. I think it's a lesson for every one of us that we have to be very careful these days the way we react to women and talk about women stuff, because we are in an era where women are actually very aggressive, and they want to be at the table. They are tired of being silenced and abused in many ways that men have seen as normal. That is not normal. We have to learn and unlearn certain things. So I guess that is just about it. Thank you very much for staying with me on Pious Football. If you love what you just heard, and I want you to subscribe to the channel and like the video, and I especially want to see your comments, and then let me know how you think, or what you feel about my sessions, and one or two stories there we can discuss. Thank you very much. Bye.